We mentioned a $10 billion market value. That is 1/5 of Tesla's market value. And Nio has only sold what? I mean, really just a few thousand cars to date, maybe a little more than 10,000. Where does it fit within, I guess, the Chinese electric vehicle market? And is it a threat potentially to domestic producers?
Well, it's a young company, but it's the real deal. They have about 0.5% of China's total electric car market, because the market last year sold about 1.1 million passenger vehicles. Nio produced probably somewhere around 11, 12,000 cars last year, now around 8,000 per quarter. I think we'll see something like that. They make what many think to be a very good car, but they're still young. They're still learning how to ramp up production, still at about 1/5 the size of Tesla's production. And they are still primarily in just a few cities in China. They're not national. China doesn't have national charging infrastructure to support electric cars across the country in a sustainable way. So it's still early days, but they are hitting every target that they've set for themselves the last year or so, and so they need to be taken seriously.
A lot of the news surrounding Tesla has been about their struggles to command a higher price for some of the newer vehicles. They're trying to lower down to this mid-30,000s range for some of their models. Where would Nio come in against that at this point? And I guess, how do they get there to a lower price point?
Yeah, Nio's going to probably be somewhere around that lower price point eventually. I think around 300,000 Chinese yuan, which is probably around 50, a little bit under 50,000, which is very high for the Chinese market. They're definitely at the top end, and I'm sure they want to bring that down at some point. So they aren't competing with the smart car market, which is much of China's electric car market. But Tesla is still exporting to China, not producing in China. So Nio has got to use the window that they still have to figure out how to ramp up production, lower the price, increase their service, to be able to establish their brand before Tesla and Daimler and Audi arrive with electric models.
Hey, Scott, how much do they benefit from the rules in China right now, just in terms of the benefits you get if you are buying there, and what the administration there, what the government there will do to subsidize it?
Sure. Well, they benefit as much as anybody by, the government still provides subsidies, though not as high as they did in the past. They provide a bunch of funding for charging infrastructure, for the battery industry, which has helped Nio grow. Nio has a good relationship with the government in Shanghai, and they have worked closely with the companies helping them manufacture. So definitely, without the government support creating supply, generating demand, it's going to be hard for companies, including Nio, to grow. But the Chinese government has tried to reassure everyone that their drive to electrify their car market is not going to waver.
Scott, you said that the cars are pretty expensive when it comes to the Chinese consumer's eyes. What about the brand image? Does Tesla have a superior brand image in China, a kind of more superior one still, perhaps because it is imported?
But I think Tesla has they have the top brand recognition and reputation amongst electric car makers everywhere. And a lot of people just don't think of Tesla as an electric car company, just as a luxury automaker. Nio has done a lot in this first 3 years to strengthen its image, coming out with a very fast concept car that set the world speed record for its Nio houses, where people can go and experience the Nio brand. Getting a lot of media attention in the United States and elsewhere. And so they are on the right track, but they're still young. They have to get over these first few early years to establish themselves, not slip up. And also, just China's such a large market and has such up and downs, as you reported. Growth was slower than expected in the end of 2018. Still not picked up yet, and so the overall consumer economy is sluggish, and so they are going to be facing some wins that they need to fight against, but they so far have done a pretty darn good job.
I think Nio is interesting here. The stock has consolidated since peaking in July, and I think this consolidation, it's allowing previously overbought conditions to recede. It's allowing the moving averages to catch up the price, and I think what you're going to see is a resumption of the uptrend. So in terms of trading levels, $10.46 is an important support level. That was the stock's July low. As long as the stock is above there, our assumption is that this is going to make a new high above that July peak.